Hello again. Hi, Arupin. Nice to see you here. Welcome again. This is the Global Empowerment Summit, the last day of the 6 weeks out of comfort zone challenge, where I'm empowering you by being online more than 300 hours. It was an amazing journey, and you can see the result on the YouTube channel that you are watching right now, or even on Facebook. What you can do is to rewatch all the sessions and play with us, which is with the help of this QR code on the top of the screen. You can share your aha moments by rewatching on replay every session. You can give your feedback according to the different sessions that you choose from the list, and you can earn points with these plays and activities, games that we prepared for you in the application prepared by Solworxs until the end of the year. And then you can win a lot of different things. 5 lucky winners will get 500 USD value of creative leadership coaching program with me, and 1 lucky winner will win 200 USD value package from Solworxs, the sponsor of the event. So I'm really happy to have you here. This is the last day, and we just finished the workshop with Roslyn about TikTok, personal branding on TikTok. It was really insightful. If you would like to rewatch it, then just please check out the YouTube site or the Facebook page, and you will see the video there. And leave us some questions if you want, because all the questions will be answered. I will make sure that it gets to the speakers until the 31st of December. Every single video will stay up. I will just reorganize them so that you can watch them more easily. But the easiest way is always the treasure hunt application. Get on the top of the leaderboard and win. Digest all the information and implement at least one thing from every single session. Okay, so what's next? Next up, I have something very, very special. Marie Augustine was part of the Empowerment Summit already last year, and she was one of the youth volunteers, and she made a lot of things very creative, and this year she prepared something very special. She just moved away from Malaysia to Mauritius, to the family, to be with the family for a while, so she couldn't make it live, but you will enjoy this video because it's exactly what the whole summit about. It is about generations and what they are thinking about the different things in life, and I will play this video shortly, but let me just explain how this summit works and why do we do it, why I'm doing it. Right? So I started this summit last year when the situation went very badly and no one could reach out to other people. You know, we started to be lonely. So I was thinking people need elevation. But I saw some problems in the system, which is overusage of different words. Narratives are not really the exact things that which is covering the reality. So we redefined the meaning of empowerment, because we figured out we don't really need the labels in front of empowerment. It doesn't have to be women or anyone. It can be for everyone, because everyone needs elevation, especially underserved groups around the world. So last year we busted that myth. Empowerment doesn't need a label. It's for everyone, every single person who needs it. And this year I wanted to make sure that once we start the real work, that all generations are on the same alignment. So I created an intergenerational conversation, which was helping the two different generations or the many different generations to understand each other. And this has been very successful. We had many sessions where we connected the youth, the young and the wise, and they were sharing their perspectives. And maybe now they are understanding a little bit each other better. And you can do the same if you rewatch the sessions. You will see that most of the panel discussions always have a younger person inside and also wiser generation. You will see that every session is from different perspective. We always mention the generation perspective. So we try to give you a full picture about life. And next year, as we are already on the same page, we can work together on creating a sustainable future. So the topic for next year will be sustainability. If you are anyone working in this field, please reach out to me. You already have the speaker form application on the website, and apply through the different surveys that I posted and be the part of the 2022 GES, where we will talk about sustainability, and everything will be about that. So right now we have 2 minutes to go. So let me just prepare the video for you and show this amazing share that Maria Agustin created for us. I will just share my screen and share my audio, and you will see and like this beautiful video that she prepared. Let me just close everything, make it bigger. Okay, so I will put it on the screen. So generation gap, youth perspective. Marie is from the young generation. So when she was conducting these interviews, she was searching for the different perspectives. You will see the video is 100% created by Marie, and it's inspired by the Global Empowerment Summit. I hope you will enjoy it. In the meantime, if you have any questions regarding the video, make sure that you are putting the question in the comments, because we will come back and I will make sure that Marie will answer everything. And next up, we will come back in the afternoon. We are traveling through the online dimensions to Africa, and Justin Kennedy will share about his teenage struggles and the stigmatization in Africa. Straight after that, we have risk management workshop with Awais in the Zoom room. And then Kathy is coming again to the same Zoom room, talking about sustainability and impact. And we will have Nishit in the evening session, talking about what do monks in the Himalayas, base jumpers in Switzerland, and the indigenous tribes in Brazil have in common. And then we are closing up with the ceremony. So you can find the links on the website. Please make sure you are clicking on the titles in the embedded calendar, and then you are joining us with the links. So let's watch this beautiful video.
Hello everyone, welcome to this talk. So I'm Mary, and today I'll be talking about generation gap from the youth perspective. For the last month I've been interviewing some friends, and they have been talking about their views about generation gap, whether they feel that it is a curse or a blessing, and also talking about their different situation in which they had the best experience with someone from a different age group, but also maybe their worst experience with someone from a different age group. They believe that conflict does exist, but they also has proposed a lot of solutions that we can work and live together, different generation. They believe that age diversity is a good thing, and through this solution we'll be able to be in harmony together. So I've been studying in Malaysia for the last 4 years. I started in business management for my undergrads, and then moving for my masters in marketing in Sunway University itself. There, I've been living with a lot of diversity in university or outside of university for the different activities, and I have been having a lot of different situations with people from different age group, and I believe that it was a great experience. It was a great learning. I've been learning a lot from those from an older age, and also those from a younger age. And I believe that Working together, the age diversity will bring a lot of fun, creativity, and also a lot of good changes for the world in general. Age, age, age. It is a beautiful number. It helps you know how long you have been around and the different steps that you have taken in your life. Age can sometimes be seen as a good thing, mainly for the younger ones, where 16, 18, or 21 brings great changes. How that age can build up walls and create situations of discrimination and unfairness also. How do you view age? What are your opinion about this number? That can be very important but also misused. We are all aware that age is one of the things that differentiate a group of people from the other. For example, the age difference between children and parents or even grandparents. This does help the creation of the generation concept, which is mainly based on the years in which individuals are born. Hence, the age difference, which mainly starts in the home and build up the generation and the family tree, bring both advantages and disadvantages. Hence, the different perspective and opinion on simple things such as food and more complex things such as choosing a partner can bring chaos and conflict, which brings a very definition of generation gap itself. Basically, it is said that generation gap is a difference of attitude between people of different generation, leading to a lack of understanding. But I believe that each of us view and understands the generation gap differently. That is why, for the last month, I have interviewed 12 young people who are all under 28 years old and are from four different nationalities. I have questioned them on their opinion, views, and perspective on generation gap, their good and bad experience with generation gap, but also and more importantly, the solution that they think can help create a more integrated society, where the older one will not see the younger generation as alien and the younger one will not see the older ones as archaic. After the interviews with the different young people, I have asked them to reflect on whether the generation gap is a blessing or a curse. What do you think? Is it a blessing to have people from different generations living, working, or having fun together? As I told you earlier, I have interviewed those 12 young people and I have asked them the question for which they have all individually provided colorful responses. The very first question was, what is generation gap for you? Some have said that they believe that it is a difference in age which brings a difference in culture, values, and tastes, which is true. And they mostly have given the example of family unit on how their grandparents, parents, and themselves might have a diverse pool of opinion on simple matters just because they are all born in different eras and value different things. Even though they are the same blood, and for some they even live under the same roof. They say that the diversity of opinion can bring great boost of in the thinking process, but more often than not, it brings a lot of chaos and conflict also, where the younger one needs to forego their ideas because of the respect that they need to give to the older one. The different answers to the first question, which abide by the definition of generation gap from the dictionary itself, has also shown us that those young people are facing both the good and the bitter with the generation gap. This is where I ask the question, what are their maybe worst experience that they had with someone from a different age group? Unsurprisingly, they have chosen to speak about an example from the older generation. Some examples were around the typical problem of communication and technological use, but others were going into different aspects. For example, one interviewee told me, He told me that his worst experience with people from different age groups was when he has work, working as a trainee restaurant manager, and the people that he had to manage were older and they were not taking him seriously. The people were associating his age with his work and were lacking respect and not completing the tasks that they needed to do. Instead, they will wait for the older or more experienced manager to tell them something for them to do it. Being at the beginning of his career, this experience was not one that he cherished. This was affecting his motivation and confidence to work. Moreover, another interesting example, which is opening a new theme to this series of interviews, is when one of the interviewees told me that about the clashes that exist when choosing a partner and defining love from your perspective to your parents. He said that the perspective of what is love is different for everyone, for sure, but varies even more among generations. And the fact that the older generation might view love in a more conventional manner, which might create conflict in a family. This might be in line with the very different reason why people are looking for a partner now compared to maybe earlier. He also highlighted that the younger generation are more into impulsive decision, while maybe the older ones they are more likely to be patient and seek approval from an authority figure, maybe like their parent. So the question is it really difficult to live in the same space as the older ones? It is true that many of us are facing some kind of generational issues. Nonetheless, having people from different generations help to bring up different facets of life. I believe that Google cannot beat the amount of information on the early era that our elder generation have. Experiencing the early world by listening to their stories, listening to the music, and wearing their fashion. Hence, I have asked the interviewees about their best experience and explained how they have benefited from this generation gap. When going through this question with the interviewees, they were talking about how the older generation especially helps to make the family unit stable. Many of them have highlighted how the different generations help to maintain and pass down the norms and values that are important to the society as a whole. One interviewee believes that without her parents around, she would not be partaking in any religious celebration and family gathering. Hence, having the older generation help them to strengthen the family ties and keep the bond strong. Generation gap for them equals to the definition of family itself. Another example given is how, even though the younger generation are more tech savvy and easily learn and adapt to new technologies, either at home or at work, but we, when I say we, is the younger ones, still have a lot to learn. We might know how to click, but some skills that only develop through years of experience we learn from our seniors at work. Moreover, one great example of how the generation gap that is being worsened with rapid technological advancement is a double-edged sword, and it is not only providing a division but bringing parents and children on the same table. For example, one girl takes the time to teach her parents how to use smartphones so that they can communicate when she travels overseas. She always tries to find something new to teach to her parents and is so happy when they manage to do it on their own. She added that she never thought that she would be teaching something to her parents one day, but she's so happy to give quality time and useful tips to her parents. Hence, we can understand that they are also having a great time with different age groups. I believe that there are more than one benefit to having an age diversity, be it at home, work, or in the world in general. Have you ever thought about a world or place with only, let's say, young people or older people? I believe that in both situations it will be quite chaotic or sad. This is where these young minds have pointed out the benefit that they believe exists and we can all enjoy when having people from different age groups. The first one that they all highlighted is that all generations have their stories and experiences that cannot be lived unless it is being told by someone from this generation itself. Hence, having a long talk about the era in which your grandparent lived can expose a new perspective of life that you have never thought about. They have also pointed out that living with different generations and having them talk about the simplicity or difficulties of their eras push us to be grateful to have this convenience that we have today, but to also understand that sometimes simplicity can bring happiness and peace of mind. Apart from having talking and living books or encyclopedias, having people from different age groups brings a diverse pool of opinion and ideas. The diversity of opinions help to boost creativity and help solve existing or potential problems in a manner that has never been done before. When having people from the same age cohort thinking about it. So furthermore, when having different pairs of eyes, that is, some eyes that have seen a lot of things, and those that are now being opened, this helps to point out each other's flaws, imperfection, and advantages and strengths, which help boost the quality of decision or experience in general. From the benefit that I have just talked about, it can be understood that generation gap is not only bringing issues to the table, but can bring a lot of benefits that help more than one. Hence, since the younger one in this interview have seen that there are many advantages of having different age group, they believe that this solution can help bridge the gap and reduce clashes. The first solution that they have proposed is to mainly communicate better. This means that it is important for all generations to communicate effectively by giving people good explanation on using proper words to avoid misunderstanding. It is also important that the older generation keeps an open mind to welcome the ideas of the younger ones. This will help boost their confidence and not see it as a lack of respect to question the decisions that the older generation have taken. Another important and great tip to deal with generation issues is to be patient. We have to understand that everyone is right from their point of view and from their pool of knowledge, and hence it is important to be patient and try to empathize with others. Moreover, patience is also important when teaching someone something new from a different generation. For example, teaching the older ones how to use a particular digital platform, or while teaching a younger one how to do a particular thing at work. There is also the solution where it is important to be a lifelong student. This means that it is important to unlearn the old practices that are now obsolete and not resist to changes, and adapt to new and probably easier ways of doing things. It is important to relearn and be more tolerant of each other's idea, be it at work or at home. The other solution is the halfway marathon. This means that it is important that each generation collectively try to make an effort to understand and adapt to allow them to live peacefully together. Hence, making compromises and finding a middle ground will be very important in bridging the gap. Hence, having deeper and more meaningful dialogue can help to find the middle ground where everyone will be happier. After the discussion about the generation gap and their marvelous answers, I've questioned each of them about the one thing that they are struggling with right now. Among the answers, there was I am struggling with freedom, time transitioning to the workplace, my motivation, finding their focus, and recentering their life around the changes that have been brought by COVID-19. It can be understood through their answers that each one of us is struggling with something. And when linking it to generation gap, I believe that different age people are struggling with different things. And this is where someone that have been same age as the young people and have faced similar issues could step in and try to give advice on how they dealt and survived those circumstances and issues. After the question about the thing they are struggling with, I ask them about their ultimate goal in life, and answers could be linked to things like live without regrets, but only lesson learned and good memories that they can share to the next generation. After evaluating all the answers and perspective offered, it can be understood that even though many of them are struggling with something in their life in terms of generation gap, there are solutions that have been proposed. By believing and practicing the above mentioned solution, the different problems can be remedied, and everyone could live in a more integrated society where different areas of fashion, music, food, languages, art, cars, and more will be accepted by all ages. Thank you everyone for listening to this talk. It was great digging into the mind of these young people and understanding what is generation gap for them and what are the solutions that they are willing to provide and also practice to be able to live happier at peace and also in harmony and learning from each other, because I believe that everyone has a story, and each story can bring and help someone, like inspire a young one or at any age that you are. So thank you for your time, and see you next time. Bye bye.
I hope you liked this share. This was what Marie prepared for us. Now we are going for a little lunch break. I wish you a beautiful meal. And we are coming back around 2:30 Malaysia time, Singapore time, which will be morning in Africa and morning in Europe. And we will bring Justin first, and then after we go for another workshop. So see you guys. Have a beautiful day and enjoy the time with your families. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Simfong. Thank you, Erpin, for watching us.